Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, are you able to see the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's first cover what we have. Yeah, I'm just telling you the things in brief. A brief introduction I'm covering first, then I will just tell you how to solve this question. Okay, sequence are actually arrangement of different numbers or values that follow a particular rule, and here rule may be common difference being same, and such a rule give us a sequence known as AP. And second type of rule may be common ratio being same, and if your common ratios are same, you call them,
Yeah.
what will you call them? GP, if common ratios are same.
Okay.
And if your AP is obtained, if you will obtain AP by reversing all the values, you will call it HP. Okay, you just observe the screen carefully and tell me, is there any problem with all these three?
I think so arithmetic is common.
Yeah, all these
GPS.
three sequence in front of you. These are three sequence actually, and these three sequence are named as AP, GP and HP because they follow a special pattern, a special rule. For AP, the rule is their common differences are same. For GP, the rule is their common ratios are same. What does it mean? If you are dividing 2 by 1, you are getting same thing. If you are dividing 4 by 2, you are getting same thing. If you are dividing 8 by 4, you are getting same thing. And here this same thing is known as common ratio. Similarly here, if you are subtracting 2 and 1, you get 1. If you subtract 3 and 2, 3 minus 2 you will get 1, 4 minus 3 you will get 1, 5 minus 4 you will get 1, and this 1, that common value, is known as common difference. If sequence is arranged in such a way that common difference is same, you will call it AP, and if sequence are arranged in such a way that common ratios are same, you will call it GP. And if your sequence are arranged in such a way that they are right now they are right now not seem to be any sequence, but if you just reverse all of the digit, you will find that they are in AP. That means by reversing all these values, you will be able to get an AP. Then you will call this sequence as HP. Got it? We have already covered this in much detail in previous class. That's why I will not take much time here. I will just cover it briefly, and then we will start with questions today. Okay, the next thing is arithmetic progressions, the common difference of arithmetic progression, and we are actually focus here. We will actually focus here mostly on this AP. Got it? In
Yeah.
case of AP, the main thing is common difference. And how do we find the common difference? We find the common difference. We find the common difference by a special formula that I have presented here. The common difference is an plus 1 minus an. But do remember, here small n is natural number. If you will keep on varying your natural number, you will keep on getting the pattern that I have presented here. If I'm substituting n1, because our natural number actually start with 1 and it keep on going like this. Okay, so let's say I'm substituting n being 1 here. If I'm substituting n being 1 here, what will I get is, I will get 1 plus 1, that is a2, and here I will substitute 1, that is a1. That means common difference is a2 minus a1. Yes, it is. Similarly, if I substitute n equal to 2, I will get 2 plus 1, that is a3. a3 minus a2 is my common difference. Yes, it is also a common difference. Similarly, if I substitute n being 3, I will get a4 minus a3, that is also a common difference. Similarly, if I substitute n is equal to 4, I will get a5 minus a4, that is also a common difference. Can you tell me what will I get if I substitute n equal to 5? What will I get if I substitute n equal to 5?
Is it A6 minus A5?
Exactly. If you will substitute n is equal to 5, here 5 plus 1 is a6, and it will be subtracted with a 5, and it is also a common difference. That means we can conclude a common difference is actually a difference, or you should say a common subtracted value. And how do we subtract it? How do we find it? How do we find it? By subtracting any of the value with their previous value. If I subtract any of the value with their previous value, with their earlier value, we will be able to obtain an AP. An AP can be obtained if I subtract any value with its previous value. It is valid for A7 minus A6 as well, A8 minus A7 as well, A9 minus A8 as well. And this is a special formula that you can remember for common difference. This is a special formula that you can remember. And from this only we will conclude what is going to be the last term. We are going to conclude about last term from this formula only. Okay, how can we conclude? I'm just telling you. Now it's our turn to understand how to find out nth term of AP. Let's figure it out. Let's understand how to find out nth term of AP. We are actually making use of the previous discussion, the previous point we have covered. D is A2 minus A1. We are going to substitute A1 equal to A here, and by doing so we will be able to get, what will we able to get? We will be able to get A2 by shifting this side. That means my A2 will be A plus D. Here it is written in front of you. Similarly, if I shift this A2 here, we will get A2 plus D equal to A3, and A2 is actually A plus D, that I will substitute here, and finally I will get A3 equal to A plus 2D. Similarly, we got A4 equal to A plus 3D. We got A5 equal to A plus 4D, and finally we can here conclude that we are actually getting A5 equal to A plus 4D, that is somehow A plus 5 minus 1D. That means nth term is A plus n minus 1D. We have already concluded this in our previous class as well. And the same thing I have just helped you to recall today as well. Then we have solved these questions that are here in front of you. The first question, this is 4, 9, 13 and AP, and we were supposed to figure out A24. We have figured out. A56 we have figured out very easily because we know this formula, and this formula is directly applicable here in these questions, and we can figure out what is 24th value, what is 56th value. One more question was there, that is like here, which term of AP is 204 more than 30th term, and we figured out that no AP is like this because we got n being in point, and the same concept is going to be applicable here. That I have given the question now. I'm going to give a question now, and the same concept will be applicable there. Okay, here we have which term of AP is 205 more than 30th term. For the same, we assumed nth term of AP is like this, and we figured out the value of n. And then I have presented some question of homework, and I just think you must have gone through these questions and solved all of them. Okay, still I can help you to figure out your answer. You just check whether you got the same answer or not. Okay, all right, you just figure out whether you got same answer for all these questions or not. I'm just going to solve these questions in front of you, and later on you can just cross check and figure out whether they are correct or not. Okay, I have briefly helped you to recall all these concepts, all those concepts needed to solve questions based on AP, and now it's your turn to solve questions of your homework. And here you have questions from your homework. We will first solve initial 2 questions, and then we will figure out all other questions as well. Okay, you please observe the first question here. In this first question, it is mentioned that the sequence is in AP. It is given there that sequence is in AP. It is mentioned in the question itself that sequence is in AP. Now if it is mentioned that sequence is in AP, what to do to solve it? What to do to solve it? Can you tell me that? What should we do to figure out the answer?
Okay, so the formula is a n equals a1 plus n minus 1
Yeah,
equals
correct.
d.
N equal to 1, say 2. In both of the case, in both of the case, you will get same result. Either you put n equal to 1 or you put n equal to 2. In both of the case, you will get same answer, same value for d. Let's say I'm substituting a2 minus a1. That means I have 1 minus p over p in the place of a2, and this is my a1, this is my a3 as third term. This is a2 and 1 over p is a1, and I'm subtracting. We found that denominator is same, that's why we can directly subtract numerators, and we got it being minus p over p, and that is going to be minus 1, which is our common difference. Is it okay for you? Common difference is minus 1 over here.
Yeah,
Okay. Now we have one more question to solve. Next question to solve. Here as well we want d. Okay, we are supposed to figure out what should I write in the place of a21, and we are supposed to figure out what should we write in the place of a7. And for the same, you need to recall this formula of end term or nth term of AP. And I think you must be now okay with this formula. And here if you apply this formula, a21 will be a plus 21 minus 1, that is 20d, and your seventh term will be a plus 7 minus 1, that is 6d, and you just equate it with 84. And it is so easy to solve it now because it is going to be a linear equation from here onwards, and if you will solve it, you will be able to cancel out a, and you got 14d in LHS part, and 84 is here at RHS. And further, if you solve it, you will be able to divide both sides by 14, and here your answer is going to be 6, because 14 times 6 is 84. And d, we are supposed to find d only, and we just obtained the value of d here. This question was based on nth term of AP. Are you okay with this? Any
yeah.
problem? Any issue? You can just tell me. If you face any problem, any issue, you can just tell me. No issue? Okay. If no issue, we can just solve the third question. Okay, here we have the third question. Find ninth term from end. I'm also including find ninth term from end and beginning. I'm including both thing here. If you are supposed to find ninth term from beginning, can you find it out? I want answer from you all guys. Tell me the ninth term from beginning first. This is your sequence: 5, 9, 13, and I want you to answer ninth term from beginning. Ninth term from beginning I want from you all guys. And then we will discuss how to figure out ninth term from end, and we will discuss how to figure out middle term as well from this for this question. Okay, I have included first part from beginning, second part from end, second part from end, and here I have included third part as well, which is find middle term of this sequence. Please tell me the answer.
So removing this.
Yeah, no issue. I will just show it, you don't worry. It's here in front of you. The sequence is properly written, and you can also write it in your record, and then you answer. The third part is here. I want you to figure out middle term as well. There are three questions here in this, three parts of the question here in this question. The first part is find ninth term from beginning. The second part that I have included here is find ninth term from end, and one more part I have included here is what is its middle term. Okay, you are supposed to answer these three questions. Three parts are here in this question, and actually these are three questions, may be asked separately in your exam.
Uh, okay, so find the ninth term from end and beginning, right?
Yeah, first you find the answer from beginning. I want answer from your side, then I will tell how to approach for the next part, that is from n, and how to approach for middle term. Okay, it's so easy to answer, you should not take that much time because you are given with
Yeah, I
first
finished.
term.
I got my answer.
You got your answer? Yes, alright. The first term is
Yeah,
given to be 5, that is so easy
it's
to
fine.
figure out. The
Yeah,
common difference can be obtained by subtracting second value with the first one, that is 4 here. And if I want the ninth term, we should remember the nth term of AP is
n
equal to
equals
A plus n
a.
minus 1 into D. And I'm substituting all these values here. A is 5, n is 9 minus 1, that is 8, D is 4, and I got 5 plus 8 times 4, 32, and my answer is coming out to be 37, which is my ninth term from beginning. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, now I want you to answer ninth term from end. What to do to figure out ninth term from end? In order to answer ninth term from end, what we need to do here is we need to just find out one more term that can exist here. What will you do to figure out this term? Just before 185, which term is just,
Yeah, we have to find just before
yeah,
185, right?
before 185? Tell me
I
which
mean,
term
it'll
is
be
going to be.
before 185 is 181, right?
Exactly, you need to subtract 4 and you will get 181 just before 185. Now I have one more, I have a formula as well as I have a trick, I have a way, I have an option. We have two options here to solve this question. I will first tell you without formula how to approach. Without formula you need to reverse this sequence, and you just need to write 185 first, 181 next, and similarly 13, then 9 and 5 at last. Okay, I have just reversed the sequence, and once I have reversed the sequence, we have reversed the sequence. Now we need to find out ninth term from beginning only. When we are finding the ninth term from beginning for this reversed sequence, the first term is going to be 185. The common difference is going to be 181 minus 185, that is minus 4. And ninth term is going to be A plus 8D. And right now I am given with A being 185 plus 8 is here, and D is given to be minus 4. And if I subtract, I will figure out it. It's going to be 185 minus 32. and I got ninth term equal to 5 minus 2 is 3 and 8 minus 3 is 5. 153 is our answer. Got it?
Yeah.
Are you okay with this solution?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, one more way is there that we can approach with, that we can apply here as well. The way is formula method, and we can remember the formula for nth term, end term of an AP, and I'm applying this formula here. The formula method we can approach with. And what is the formula method? The formula to find end term of an AP. End term of an AP, I'm writing end, term from end, I'm writing term from end. If one term from end, we use a n dash is equal to L minus n minus 1 into d. Remember, here L means last term. Here a n dash means term from end. Here n means total number of terms present. And here d means common difference. Here n means the term that we want, okay, not total number of terms. Okay, now I want ninth term from end. I will write L, that is 185. I will write n being 9 and I will subtract it with 1, and d is my and now the d is the same d that you have, 4. And if I'm going to solve this, we should get the same answer. The same answer is going to be obtained. Now it's up to you whether you want to remember this formula or you just want to reverse and apply the same approach that we apply here there in AP. It's up to you. Which one is going to be easier for you? It's up to you. You decide which one is going to be easier for you. Many a times even the formula method is easy because we are given with the last term, we are given with common difference. But if you just forgot the formula, you can just approach like this as well. That's why I just explain it by using both the way. Is it now clear for you? Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the third question is how to figure out middle term. And before I explain how to figure out middle term, I just want you to focus here and approach with the concept first. Try to understand the concept first. Middle term, that means the term that is at the middlemost position. And if I'm having odd number of terms, let's say I'm having 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, which is middle term here? Can you tell me which is middle value? Which one is middle value out of these 3 values?
I mean, here the middle term will be considered 2.
Yeah, exactly. 2 is middle value here. But remember,
Yeah.
why do I say 2 is middle value? Because odd number of terms are here. Odd number of terms are
Yeah.
here. What are odd number of terms? Total 3 terms are here. And my middle term is 3 plus 1 over 2. This means second term is my middle term. Second term is my middle term. 4 over 2 is 2. Similarly, if I have 1 written here, 2 written here, 3 written here, 4 written here, which term is my middle term? Now you should
Okay,
answer.
so
Yeah, now you should answer that 2 is
do
answer.
you add the average 2 plus 3 divided by 2?
Yeah, we can't take average because the terms are not in decimal here. We should consider both 2 and 3 as our middle value. So when we have even number of terms, there are 2 middle terms. There are 2 middle values. What is the first middle value? We just consider n plus n over 2. Okay, here I'm just figuring it out. I'm just making it general. What I have done here is I have just added 1 to my total number of terms and I have divided by 2. Here what I have done is I have just divided my number of terms by 2. If there are 4 number of terms, I will divide 4 by 2 and my second term is going to be middle term. As well as my third term is going to be middle term. That means second middle term is n over 2 plus 1. This is my third term. Here we have only second term as middle term. And how can we figure it out? We can just approach with these two formulas. What are these two formulas? The first one is used for odd number of terms and the second one is used when there are even number of terms. In this case, how will you decide how many terms are here? First you need to find out how many terms are here. If you want to answer third question, first you need to find out how many terms are here. Can you tell me how many terms are here?
Okay.
Tell me how many terms are here in this sequence. If I write sequence like this, 5, 9, 13, and I tell you that it goes up to 185, can you tell me how many numbers,
So do we do
how many
185 by
sequence are
4?
here?
No.
How will you figure out that how many terms are here?
Uh,
Okay, what can you do here is, you just consider this to be your first term. You just figure out what is d, that is 4 here, and you just tell me what is an. This is my an. Now you just apply the formula of an being a, this is my an, which is equal to a, that is 5 plus n minus 1. We want the value of n and d is here 4. We will apply this, we will put some values in this formula. First I will subtract 5 with 185, I got 180, but I am left with n minus 1 multiplied with 4. Now I will divide it by 4, I got 4 4s are 16, 4 5s are 20, here I got n minus 1. I will just add 1 here, I will get n being 46. That means total number of terms are 46. If there are 46 terms, there are two terms that are going to be middle term. First middle term is going to be n by 2, that is 23rd term is first middle term. Can you find out it? And second middle term is 24th term, because I need to add 1 to this term. There are two middle term here in this question. I want answer from your side. What is 23rd term and what is 24th term? Tell me immediately. Tell me immediately.
okay. So the fourth question, right?
Yeah.
Whether minus 150. So it's 17, 12, 7, 2. So it's minus 5, right?
Yeah. What you got? 23rd term I am saying. Twenty-third and 24th. You can answer it immediately. Why do you take this much time?
I mean, wait, so minus 150. Yeah, okay, wait. Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah, you should get your answer. Because it's not that much stuff. You
Yeah.
need to apply an, a plus n minus 1 into d, a plus 22d. You are given with a being 5. And you need to add it with 22d. That means 88. And if you will add these two values, you will be able to get how much? 93.
Oh,
93. And you want next term. That means you need to add d only. If you want a24, what will you do to find out a24? You will add d to your 23rd term. That means you will add 4 to this term. That means 97. Got it?
yeah.
These two terms are its middle term, remember. These two terms are its middle term. Okay, now I think you are okay with the concept of middle term, concept of nth term, concept of term from end, concept of term from beginning. Are you okay with all these concepts? Okay, one more question that we were doing that time, terms, negative term, first negative term. This was the question we were doing. Find the first negative term of this sequence. Question 5th. We were solving that time, and now we will complete it. Okay, you need to check whether this is okay. First we will figure out fourth, answer of fourth, then we will solve this one. How will you check whether minus 150 is any term of this sequence or not? How will you figure it out? You just assume that nth term is minus 150. And if you want to find out nth term, you need to apply the formula a plus n minus 1 into d. If you substitute value a is 17, you want n, d is actually 12 minus 7, that's you are going to be, that's you get minus 5. And here minus 150 is the value you are given with. Now you can just shift your 17 that side, and you will shift 17, it will be minus 17, and you will be able to add it, and you will get minus 167. And now you can just divide by minus 5, and you will get minus minus get cancelled out, 5 3s are 15, and again you got 5 3s are 15, 5 4s are 20. Finally you got n being 34.4, and if your n is in decimal, n indicate term. Term means counting, and if your counting is in decimal, if your value is in decimal, what does it indicate? What does it mean? It simply means that it's not there in the sequence, because you can't get
Yeah.
term in decimal.
You can't get a decimal term,
Yeah,
right?
because terms are the counting, that means they should be in integral form, and hence no term is minus 150. Okay, in this way we can conclude. Are you okay with this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we should answer the question number 5th. And I will leave question number 6th, 7th and 8th up to you, because they are going to be so easy for you like later on. Okay, in order to figure out the answer to such a question like 5th, what we need to do is, we need to first understand the first term is 121, the common difference is 117 minus 121, that means minus 4. APs keep on decreasing, and once there will be values that will be negative, and we want first negative term. We are just assuming that nth term is 0. We just start and assume that nth term is 0. This is the first thing that we do. We assume nth term to be 0. And as we all know, nth term is a plus n minus 1 into d. We assume it to be 0. We just substitute a being 121, n being nothing, we are not given with n. We actually going to calculate it, minus 4 here. Further, if we want to solve it, what can we do is, we can just shift 121 towards right side, and we will get minus 121. Now I will divide it by minus 4, and it will be 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8, 4 5s are 20. I got 31.25. Can any term be in this form? No. But that means no term is 0, but one thing is very much clear. What is that thing that is very much clear? 32nd term is first negative term. Can you tell me how It is quite clear and I have just concluded it.
Okay, so
Why I'm saying that 32nd term is first negative term. How have I concluded by determining this n? Because I have tried to figure out which term is my which term of this sequence is 0. I have tried to figure it out and I found no term is 0 for this sequence. For this sequence no term is 0, but if it's coming out to be 31.25, that means just after this I'm going to get the negative term. That's why I concluded 32nd being negative term. And if you want to figure out what is the value of 32nd term, you just need to substitute everything in this formula: a plus n minus 1 into d. A is 121 plus 31, d is minus 4, and 121 minus 4 ones are 4, 4 3s are 12. It's minus 3 that we got. Is it clear to you now?
yeah.
Very good. Okay, now I'm just I'm again giving you these 3 questions to solve: 6, 7 and 8. And if you want answer from my side, I can just tell you what are the answers so that you can cross check them when you solve at your place. And the answer to these questions, yeah, answer to these questions. Do you want answer from my side or you will just able to solve this?
I think I'm able to solve this one.
Yeah, you can solve them. I think we need not discuss it because they are so easy and you can just figure them out. Okay, we have some more questions based on MCQ type, and we should now approach towards these questions and we should try to figure out the answer of them. Okay, the first question for you is here in front of you. I'm just increasing its size further so that you can just see it more clearly. Okay, the first question in front of you. Which of the following sequence whose nth term is given is, okay, I will tell you one more thing. Sequence is in AP if its nth term is linear equation. Note it down, make note of this. Nth term must be linear equation in n. Make note of this, please. If sequence is AP, if sequence is an AP, nth term should be linear equation in n. Question arises how, why? I will answer this why. Nth term should be linear equation in n. Now if someone asks why are you saying like this, I can just tell you the answer with these examples only. Let's say the first example is an equal to 3 minus 2n. Yes, it is linear equation, no issue. If I want the first term here, you will write n being 1 and you will tell that first term is here, 3 minus 2 into 1, that's 3 minus 2 being 1. If I want you to answer the second term, you will just tell me 3 minus 2 times 2, that is 4. We got 3 minus 4, that is minus 1. If I want you to tell me the third term, you will just tell me it's 3 minus 2 times 3, that is 3 minus 6 being minus 3. If I want you to tell me d, you will just tell me d is minus 1, that is minus 2. D is also minus 3, minus 1, that is minus 2. here it is an AP. Similarly, you can just check it for 3n minus 7, it is AP, but it's not allowed, it's not applicable for C. C means an being 2n square plus 1. If your an is 2n square plus 1 and you want to find out first term, you will get 2 times 1 square plus 1, that means 3. If you want to figure out second term, what will you get? If you want to figure out second term, you will get 2
A below
times 1
A.
square plus
Yeah.
1, that means how much? 9.
Yeah,
So
2 times 2 square is 4. So 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9.
yeah. Now, okay, all right. Now I want to figure out if you want to figure third term. Can you tell me what is it? What it is? It's 19. From here only you can just tell its difference is 6. But its difference is 10. It's not AP. That is why we have concluded that for sequence to be in AP, it must be linear equation in N. It's very important point that I have presented in front of you. It should be linear equation in N. And how many of them are linear equation? You can now observe here. How many of them are linear equation in N? Is the first linear equation in N? You will say yes, it is linear equation. It's linear.
Yeah, it is a linear equation, right?
But it is not linear equation. That's why it is not going to be AP. Is it clear? Why have I concluded that it's not going to be AP? I think you must be clear with this now. That why have I said that it's not AP? Because I have just told you by substituting values, and we have just concluded that the common difference is not same if I assume nth term as a quadratic equation. That's why it's not allowed to consider nth term as quadratic or cubic or biquadratic or something else, but it should be only linear equation if we want to define AP by considering any nth term. Okay, similarly the second question is here in front of you and I want the answer from your side. 32nd term is, we need to determine 32nd term. We are given with 10th term and 16th term.
Okay, so the 10th term is 52 and the 16th term is 82.
Yeah, we are given with 10th term, that means we are given with a plus 9d being 52. We are given with 16th term, that means we are given with a plus 15d being 82. What we can do here is we can subtract them by changing their sign. A can be cancelled. 9 minus 15 is somehow minus 60 and it is how much? Minus 30. And we got d being 5. And if my d is 5, we can just find out a by substituting value in first. A plus 9 times 5 is 52. And I got 45 to be subtracted by 52. And here I got how much? 7. And now if I'm given with value of
30
a
seconds.
and
So
d, I
A
can just find
32,
my answer by substituting
A plus 31B.
and I think you have calculated it by putting values here.
Yeah, 7 plus 31 times 5. So 7 plus 155 is equal to 162.
Is there any option? Yes, it is. Okay, you got the solution. Tell me this first.
Yeah.
Okay, you are okay with the solution that I have presented here. Okay, all right. Now I want you to appear this question. Question number 3rd. Nth term of AP is 1 over n.
Is 1 over n and the nth term is 1 over n, that is mn term is. Okay.
Okay, nth term term of an AP is 1 over n and nth term is 1 over m, and we are supposed to figure out mnth term.
Yeah, so m times n,
What we
right?
can
M.
do here is mth term is, that means a plus m minus 1 into d is how much? 1 over n. Similarly, nth term, that means a plus n minus 1 into d is how much? 1
Is
over
1 over
m.
m.
And
M,
what
right?
we
Yeah.
can do is we can subtract as I have done earlier in the previous question. And by doing so,
Yeah,
we will be
so
able to find m minus 1 minus n plus 1. I have considered d to be common, and I have, if I subtract 1 minus 1 over n minus 1 over m, I will get m minus n over mn. But I
yeah,
have subtracted 1 1, and m minus n is common, that's why d is 1 over mn.
okay. Oh, so now we have to find the mth term, right?
Now
Okay.
you need to find a first. Find a by substituting there. Tell me what you got for a. Either you put value here in first or put value here in second, you will get a. Tell me what is the value of a that you got.
Wait, so 1 over n minus a. Okay, so we have to find the value of a. Wait, what will a be here for this question?
Yeah, we want mnth term. Wait, I want you to figure out a, value of a. First you tell me value of a.
Okay, wait, so for this one, how do I find the value of a? I just,
Yeah, you just put value here. A is here, m minus
yeah,
n
a
m
plus
minus
n.
n is here. I have just substituted value of d being 1 over mn, and I am having 1 over n here. Okay, now what I can do is I can just multiply it by m. I will get 1 over n.
Yeah, so,
Again I will
yeah,
multiply it with minus 1. I will get 1 over mn. Okay, I can just subtract these, and I got a being 1 over mn. A is also 1 over mn. D is also 1 over mn. Can you now find out mnth term? It should be a
yeah,
plus
you can
mn minus 1 into d.
into d.
I'm substituting
And
a
so
being 1
here,
over mn.
1 over mn
I'm
plus mn
substituting d
minus
being
1.
1 over mn. I need to put here. I need to put here. It can be cancelled out. It is only 1. The option is B. Is it okay for
Yeah,
you?
mn over m.
Okay, time is over, all right. Okay, now I want you to take a screenshot of these questions and you solve, try to figure out answer to all these questions. Are you okay with this third question?
Yeah,
Yeah, you just take a screenshot of this and try to figure out the answer to all these questions. I'm ending the session for
okay,
today. Okay, take care.
okay.
Bye bye.